Hey guys, it's Endseeker707 here with some practical tips on playing Battlefield 1's Scout class. Quick shout out to all of you who've subscribed to the channel. Remember that by subscribing you stand a chance to win either an Xbox One or PS4 in our draw just before Christmas. To increase your chances of winning, follow us on Twitter at BattleBros. Right, on to Scouts. Many Battlefield 1 players have been playing with the Scout class recently to get all of their medals or to simply counter the barrage of enemy snipers trying to take them out. Either way, it's always a good idea to have some tips on how to improve your game, right? So let's start with positioning. It's a little bit more complicated than just lying down in a known sniper hangout. Most people playing have probably been killed from that position multiple times, so not only are they aware that snipers camp there, they're also most probably keeping an eye on the area to flank and take your tags. As a general rule, you should always avoid a build-up of friendly forces. This is where the enemy attention is going to be focused, and you would ideally be looking at taking them out by surprise from their flank. Try to move around them and keep an eye on their movements and positions. Scouts should also always avoid the front lines. It's not generally your job to cap objectives, rather to provide cover fire for your squad, spot anyone you see, and try to use your range to keep yourself alive for as long as possible. One more thing to try and avoid is spawning right in the middle of the action and trying to backtrack to a suitable position to snipe from. In this instance, if you aren't killed while making your way to your perch, you're more than likely going to be spotted, as your excessive movement is the fastest way for someone to see your position. Take some time and spawn further away, moving through to the best overwatch position, and try to remain as still as you can. Something that I try to do a lot of myself is spotting enemies as much as possible. Now there's two very good reasons for why you'd want to do this. Firstly, it helps you keep track of your target, especially if they duck behind cover and pop out the other side looking for you. Secondly, on the off chance that you should miss your shot, at least there will be an indication for your teammates that someone is there. This could also potentially save your life and not give away your position. And who doesn't like scoring extra points for spotting, right? If you've just started playing with the Scout class especially, or if you're like me and you generally get frustrated with not being able to hit strafing targets, focus your fire on stationary targets, like enemy snipers, medics who are reviving, and wounded soldiers looking to heal up a bit thinking that they're out of the line of fire. These players tend to stand still for periods of time. Try to keep an eye on those medics, specifically the ones who look focused on reviving more than gunning, as you could possibly get a series of newly reanimated enemies and the medics themselves as they revive their teammates. Remember that headshots are not the only way to get a kill. Yes, they have a better chance to take down an enemy and they look super cool on your clips, but unless you're a crack shot and you can guarantee the hit, they most likely are going to whiz past the enemy's ear. Most soldiers are running around with less than full health, and a quick shot to the torso will take them down just the same. Finding a rifle that works for you is also ideal. Most make the mistake of going for the rifle with the longest scope, but unless you're planning on cross-map sniping, this generally isn't necessary. It also cuts down on next target selection, as you're zoomed all the way up an enemy's nostrils and can't tell that his squad mate standing right next to him is looking at you. Now on that note, I'm sure you'll all recall looking out at a map and seeing a beautiful twinkling night's sky's worth of scope glint, right? There's a few things you can do to reduce the enemy from being able to see yours. Putting your rifle down for just a second or two will break the glint and often save you from a counter snipe or rocket to the face. Even just lowering your aim or pivoting slightly can help you out with this too. Being comfortable with your secondary weapon and support gadgets is essential. When an enemy is coming to find you, dropping a gas or smoke grenade and a couple quick pistol shots are vital to your survival in the game. A flare gun is also great to keep an eye on your flanks and for bottlenecks so that your team isn't surprised by an assault on their position. Now zeroing your scope takes some getting used to, but it's a must if you want to be a pro sniper or just not miss out on those really beautiful shots. By default, the scope is set to 75 meters. This means that a soldier standing up to 75 meters away from you would get a bullet in the head if that was where you were aiming. Ordinarily, if you were to focus over 75 meters from there, you would need to take bullet drop into account, something that is really tricky and takes practice. But by zeroing your scope to 150 to 300 meters, your rifle automatically takes it into account and you can rest your reticle between the enemy's eyes and get a great shot. And I hope this video gives you some useful practical tips on improving your Scout class. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Now I'd like to hear from you. Are there some tips you could add to the list? And if you're using these tips, let us know how they worked out for you. Remember that we love seeing your clips on our Facebook group BattleBros as well, and I'll be expecting some sniper ones after this. That's it for me today guys, Endseeker707 signing off. See you on the battlefield. Happy gaming!